Well, you're probably waiting for the show to start. Well, I can understand that. And trust me, you were in the right place. But before we start the show, we got to let you know that today's show is brought to you by a very special and new sponsor to the show. None other than Southern New Hampshire University. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And you know I'm excited about it. Number one, because they're doing a great thing in terms of helping people overcome, some of the experience barriers that are holding people back, right? And we know that that comes up a lot as we progress through this professional world and just adulthood, right? So with SNHU, the beautiful part about them is this. They are designed for people like you and me, man. The ones that are busy, but can make some time to be on the online space and, multitask, so to speak. And that is what SNHU brings to the table. The largest, or one of the largest, accredited nonprofit online degree offerings. Man, it is a dope thing that they got going on over there. One of the programs that stood out to me the most is their sports management program, in terms of being able to, number one, work at your own pace. They have multiple times throughout the year where you're able to get into the course and ultimately progress through at your own speed, 24/7 access. I mean, those are beautiful things, especially when we're just talking about the working person, the busy person, the person with the family out there. SNHU. Oh, they trying to hook you up. They trying to help you out, baby. Now, like I said, for myself, man, I've utilized the online program very similar to this, and I can tell you firsthand the benefits that come from these type of programs and what SNHU is offering, man. You don't want to miss out on it. So check out the link, all right? snhu.edu/Arthur Moats, all right? You check that out. Obviously, this is all in the description as well. But I want you to check that out, man. Look at that sports management program and just see some of the average salaries associated with degrees in this field, man. Could definitely be something that might motivate you, make you want to go out there and do something special out there and, ultimately put yourself on an even better trajectory. But with that being the case, you see right here, SNHU, Southern New Hampshire University. I stand by them. And as always, keep being great. But now I think it's time to get back to the show. So, you already know, don't touch that dial, baby.
Let's get you, Dub. If one of Najee Harris or Cam Heyward were not to get a contract with the Steelers and leave here after 24, which player would it most likely be?
You said and not get a contract with the Steelers? I would say,
I guess no extension this offseason. They play out.
Yeah, I'm going to go Cam.
24 season.
I'll say Cam. And as much as I don't want to say Cam, I say Cam. I think I'm trying to see how this thing plays out, because at times I think he wants to, do the full, let me, lock my feet down and prove my point to get whatever I'm trying to get financially. But then he does certain things where it's like he isn't willing to kind of go all the way there. And I just think that you playing a dangerous game with the organization when you playing this back and forth. I'm here, I'm not here. I want the money, but I'm gonna show up. Hey, I'll play for another team. But hey, I told you I love you guys.
From Cleveland.
Yeah.
Like what the hell? Like what the hell, bro?
You feel me? It's
what
like it's like
why
bro,
are you saying that?
It's like, I love Ken. That's my dude. Like, man, locked in. But that was I'm just like, the initial you're not showing up the OTAs, I was like, all right, I like this. If we're really going to do it, let's support it. Let's do it. But then he came back the week before minicamp where it was mandatory. And it's like, that's not when you come back if this is the stance. But then to turn back around when it's all over and say, man, my wife, she's from Cleveland, bro. I ain't scared to leave. I done talked to her. We like, okay.
Then he said on,
and then he comes right back.
He said on Twitter that, listen, happy Father's Day. My goal is
bro,
to be a Steeler for the rest of my career. And then someone commented and said, hey, people are thinking you're going to go to Cleveland or something.
Yeah.
Then he posted a
now
GIF that said, nah.
Yeah.
You like, bro, the damage might have already been done. Like, why are you saying Cleveland?
You said what you said for a reason.
Why'd you say that?
And Deke, me and you both know when you say that particular team, no different you would have said Baltimore, different you said Cincinnati. You know when you say certain cities, what that means here. That's my whole thing. And that's why I was like, yo, you playing this game of,
and I think
I'm
that's
not
what he's doing.
here,
It's a
I'm
game,
here,
'cause
I'm not here,
I don't think
I'm
he
here.
really wants to play
Yeah.
for another team. He
I would
obviously
agree.
doesn't want to play for Cleveland, but
Right.
why are you saying that? You're
But you
trying to
playing the
boost your
game.
leverage up,
Yeah.
whatever it is, but
Mm-hmm.
this ain't the way to go about it.
Yeah. That's my whole thing, man. I'm like, if he, like, from my, I was just outside looking at, right? I just think that if it was, I want to get this contract and I want the contract over everything, I don't think we would have saw him before mandatory minicamp. You know, he came in that week before. Then it's like, all right, you said, even what he said when he came back. Remember, he was like, yo, I want the contract, but I'll still play here. I'm not, you know, I'm not going to hold it. I'm going to play. I'm going to show for them. And so it's like, you take out all your leverage. We kind of said that then. So it was like, you was bored? And you was like, I want to get some leverage back. Let me throw this tweet out here, see what they say. But that's my only thing, man. I'm just like, yo, you play with fire. Whereas Najee's quiet. He's working. Najee's still going to produce. Najee's been productive, and Najee has youth on his side. We also know this. It's not that Najee can't play. We're just talking about what's the price point that he's willing to play for. But if the running back market as a whole has been down, now granted, we're going to talk Ramondre Stevenson because that deal is different than some of this other stuff. Yeah, so I just think of Najee. I think that that's a lot easier to get a deal done with post this year. Or I just think that it wouldn't be this weird feeling of, yo, you can't come back. I think for him, if he had to test the market and he was like, you know what, I don't like the offers that are, I want to come back. I don't think that's awkward. I think for Cam, it'll be weird if he ever got a chance to test the market now, because that would be us all agreeing that, whoa, the Steelers have officially moved on in some capacity where they're going to allow him to sign somewhere else. I think that because of who he is, what he's meant to this organization, what he's meant to the city, you know, Walt's Pay Man of the Year, the captain, all these Pro Bowls, all pros and stuff like that. It's like, you don't let them type of dudes ever leave. That dude should never be able to be a free agent and talk to another team. So if that does happen, it's like, yo, this is the end of an era. I don't think with Najee it's going to be viewed the same way.
Yeah,
if he would have become a free
side
agent.
Of things feels way more just business.
Yeah.
And the Cam stuff, it's business to a degree, but it's
personal.
Yeah,
shit.
you're starting to get some personal stuff added into it, I feel like.
Because I could see from his perspective of what we talked about when we said, man, numbers wise, he is still on par with some of these dudes, but age wise, in this past season when he got hurt, that's what makes you question stuff. So that is something where I can see him feeling some type of way, like, yo, y'all don't believe in me anymore. Y'all don't think I can still do this anymore. I've given it to you every single time. When have I not delivered? But this is the business part, and that's the part we're gonna see, man, how it is. How you think it's gonna play out, though, bro?
So for this question, I'm actually leaning. He's giving us the scenario that neither of them sign an extension.
Right.
I don't think the Steelers would want to pay Najee like $8 or $9 million.
Yeah.
That's the other problem. Like, I think the Cam Heyward stuff might, as I just said, it might be just this personal thing where it might be awkward if we continue this after not giving you the extension and letting you test the market. Whereas with Najee, I just don't think they're going to want to pay him the number that he probably deserves in the open market compared to the other running backs. I don't even know which one because this is letting it play out. I would actually bet that the Cam Heyward extension gets done before the season starts. That's my bet.
I hope that does.
I think Cam Hayward's more likely to be here
than
in
Najee.
2025, period.
Yeah.
But if we're going to go off, let's go UW's hypothetical, where we let both their contracts
play out,
expire.
And it's kind of one or the other. Yeah.
I'm with you then, maybe. I think, the Najee stuff, it's just like, hey, we'll bring you back. Here's the number. If you agree to the number, let's do it.
But I do agree in this sense. I think if they're talking about negotiating to get a deal done before the season, it's Cam and Cam only, right? Whereas if we're talking season ends, who we think they negotiate with, I think it's Najee and Najee. I think Najee takes precedent if Cam doesn't have an extent. If Cam has to play this season on this final deal, I think that's the end of it in terms of him being here. Whereas I think for Najee, it would not surprise me. Najee played the final year of that deal this year, and then they still was like, you know what, now let's get a deal done. But the question once again now, and obviously with Ramondre Stevenson's new deal, like I said, we're going to talk about that. It's like, is that the new number that you're looking for?